Dan, it is a magical time of year.
It is. It is that time of the year where the feeling of joy is in the air. Everyone seems in a better mood. I don't know. It's nice.
It seems that Christmas is different now than when I was growing up. I will assume the same for you too. And it's not just because you're younger, but I went to our local mall. That mall's been there as long as I've been around. And I remember when I was little, it was decorated with everything Christmas, And while a lot of the stores were, but like the general, the concourses and stuff, I don't know, it's just not the same. It's like the internet's just changed everything. It's changed retail, and these kids, they don't go to the mall like they used to back in the day, and just different.
Yeah, and I think that, you start seeing things for Christmas, like for sale early before even Thanksgiving. But yeah, there's not really a lot of like the decorating of, the stuff hanging from, like you said, like across in the mall, the big trees being decorated. I haven't really been to a mall in a year or two, but it does seem that way when you're out, just even in just general stores. It's just everyone's in such a hurry, and they're just not really taking the time to get back to those old traditions of decorating things up and making Christmas like that magical time of year, like you said.
I haven't been to the mall. I cannot remember the last time except for last week. And we had to go because my great niece had this dancing recital thing, in the center concourse of the mall. So we were there for that.
Oh.
And that's when I had noticed that when I was walking through, and I remember back when I was little, there would be Santa in an airplane, suspended from the ceiling, and candy canes everywhere, ribbons and trains and all. And it's just not, maybe too. I remember right after Halloween, my wife had texted, she went to Walmart and they had already had Christmas stuff out.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Stuff for sale, Christmas decorations.
It was a month until Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's where people get a little just burnt out, maybe because they get excited for Christmas, but it's just too much too soon.
Yeah. What firewood related item do you have at the top of your Santa list?
Oh my. I don't think it would fit in my stocking, but a mini excavator.
Really? I don't think I would fit either.
Yeah.
Why would you want a mini excavator?
I just think of all of the mid to larger size range equipment. I think a mini excavator I could really put to use. Digging out stumps in my wood yard, moving logs from the pile to where I want to buck them up, even just picking logs up and bucking them right, with right in the excavator's grapple. I just think I could really see myself getting a lot of use out of a mini excavator.
I could see you tearing some stuff up with it too. I had one. I had never been in one. When we did our driveway project, we had rented a mini excavator, and I did the videos with it with my lifelong friend Fred, the retired excavator. And you can tear stuff up with one of those. Wow, are they? The word mini, don't be misled by that. They are powerful.
Oh yeah.
Heavy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of things that, like I said, I think it'd be very versatile with like moving logs, changing my landscape back there, digging up stumps. I don't know. I just, I thought about what I could use like a bobcat for, because Coyote is coming out with a skid steer in 2023.
Oh, wow.
and I thought about maybe looking into one of those, but then I don't know. I think a mini excavator would be more useful.
Hmm. When I was looking at a tractor, I had it down to, I had thought of a mini excavator, but gee whiz, you just can't afford them. They're expensive. And the ones that I could afford looked like they had been pushed off of a cliff. they were they were rode hard, man. And I had heard that they can literally bankrupt you if you got to repair some of the things that can go wrong on them. Are It's an expensive repair.
Yeah, that's why
Hmm.
I would want Santa to bring it. What about
Well,
you? What's your wish list item from Santa?
uh, so this is going to sound like a cop out. I really don't need anything. Knock wood. Um, I'm totally satisfied. I'm happy with everything I have. Knock wood. I'm keep knocking wood here. The baseball player in me, you don't want to talk about, positive things because you'll
Yes.
jinx yourself. So the if I were to choose though, the thing that I could probably most use would be a new truck.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
one that one that doesn't rust, one that doesn't shake and rattle and make humming noises going down the road, but still gets over 20 miles to the gallon. My trucks are okay, they are, but it's an aging fleet, and my delivery truck is starting to get kind of rusty. I attacked that rust, but it's a losing battle. You can't beat it. So I have a rusty delivery truck. And I don't know, these newer F-150s are made out of aluminum. Hey, aluminum doesn't rust the last time I checked.
And would you want 4-wheel drive, I'm guessing?
Wouldn't Okay, if it was free, then I would want a four-wheel drive. If I have to pay for it, let's be realistic here, two-wheel drive, especially the work truck, the 8-foot bed with roll-up windows. There you can get into them pretty cheap.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't need a four-wheel drive truck for my delivery vehicle. Okay, probably once or twice a year, I change my mind, and I'm stuck, and I would think, man, if I had four-wheel drive. But I just make do. What I have going for me with a two-wheel drive truck is I deliver 12 months out of the year, and I have another truck to pull myself out if I get stuck. I saved probably $10,000 on my purchase because this one's two-wheel drive. It gets over 20 miles to the gallon without even trying. You know,
Wow.
it's a
Yep.
nice truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
But it's rusting away.
Oh, yeah.
These F-150s. Okay, what can you say? They're the most popular vehicle ever in the world, right? They've sold more F-150s. The F-Series truck is like the most popular vehicle ever. The frustrating thing that I have is that there are problems with the 2019 F-150s that 2006 F-150s still had. And they don't fix them. That leaking here, guys, if anyone is ever going to buy an F-150, the very first thing you do is when you open up the driver's door, you look at the headliner at the back in the center of the back window because the third taillight leaks water because of a cheap gasket, and that headliner gets stained and heavy and it smells. And that has been going on now for how long? And they just won't fix it. That's the kind of stuff. The steering wheel, they have that intermediate shaft that goes at the end of your steering wheel, connects your steering wheel to the steering gear. It's under the hood next to your exhaust manifold. That has been going bad on these F-150s for 15 years, and they don't fix it. That's the kind of stuff.
Well, you know what?
I could go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, but you know what? Everyone out there listening right now, you know what they're saying. Don't buy a Ford.
No, that is illogical. Here's a perfect example. I was once an auto mechanic at Sears Auto Center. This was back in the 80s. And back in those days, and I heard this straight from the grand poobah of Sears, the Sears diehard battery at that era in the mid 80s owned 50% of the aftermarket automotive battery sales. All right.
Okay.
So 50%, if every car that had a replacement battery installed in it, there was a 50% chance that it was a diehard. That's how big of a sales. God, it's just amazing they went out of business. Good gosh. So I had people would come in because their cars, their car wouldn't start and they're all upset and stuff. And they're just cussing. These diehard batteries are junk, they are no good. This one guy was, claimed to be a mechanic. Every car I look at that won't start's got a diehard battery in it, I just think that's just, is that true? Number one. And then number two, you got a 50% chance that it is going to be a diehard. So, it's just illogical. And then the majority of the reason why people's batteries went dead was because the alternator was bad or something else was going wrong to make the battery go bad.
Right. Yep.
Frustrating. Yeah. So no, the Fords are great vehicles. There's there's just so many of them out there that one time something goes wrong, then, people start complaining about that. But the just that 5.4 liter engine with the spark plugs, come on, the cam phasers, the timing chains, why don't they fix this stuff? That's the frustrating thing. If you there's an expression, fix what bugs you. And if I owned a company and if every darn engine that had the 5.4 liter 3 valve was having timing chain covers or spark plugs that were shooting up in the air out of the engine, we're going to fix this, people.
There you go.
But
Santa,
I don't
if
know.
you're listening, fix these things.
What the heck, Dan? We're talking about Christmas here, and I'm complaining about the F-150.
Yeah. So you would take a new truck. Yeah. I'll take a little mini excavator, and I think that would make a very Merry Christmas.
I think you would like that excavator. The only thing is, I think, they're really big. They're going to tear your yard up, and you can't mow with them.
Well, that's why I would get the mini, so it wouldn't be big.
Uh-huh.
But no, I'm just looking next year to kind of get a layout down in the woodyard where I kind of have, like I stage things in the certain area. So like with the mini excavator, it's nice because you can swing over, pick up a log, and then swing all the way around without moving the actual unit,
Right.
So that's where I'm thinking ahead of like setting something up like that where I can stage logs in one location. And if I had a way to just pick them up, swing them, buck them, and then have them right by the splitting station, it might be handy. I don't know.
Here's what I would see that you would do. You would pick your log up. You would pick it up in the air. You would turn your excavator towards your firewood processor, and you would whack the side of it and knock your processor across the street.
Probably, yeah.
You would. That is exactly what would happen too. Those things I'm serious. They are strong, man.
Yeah.
Powerful. You can tear stuff up with that thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which would make for some good videos too.
Yes. And I do have a couple little projects that I might just end up renting one for a week and then, testing out my plan and seeing how that works and possibly then starting to get a little more serious about looking into one. I don't know. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
I know that going into Christmas, the holiday season, my phone's been ringing off the hook and we have this cold spell, the storms coming in right before Christmas. This is Christmas 2022 here, people. And we got this big cold snap coming. And geez, my phone's just ringing. People so they're calling me on a Tuesday, thinking that they're going to get their wood before Christmas. And I'm telling them I'm 2.5 weeks out, people.
Yeah, there's a big what is it? The bomb cyclone, polar vortex, winter
Oh, whatever.
storm,
Yeah.
Armageddon is coming, and
Whatever they're calling it this week, I
yeah,
guess.
it's I did see though out there like out east, I think even maybe in your neck of the woods, they're projecting like a 40-degree drop in temperature from I think Thursday to Friday.
Which means high winds too.
Yep. Yeah. Blizzard-like conditions, ice, rain, snow, sleet, wind, just a mess.
Was it you that told me that you've sold out all of your bundles from your roadside stand?
Yeah, 3
And
days.
that the guy told you he's buying them up because he's expecting your power to go out.
Yeah, I was actually just the other day I was out there and I happened to just go down and talk to the guy, and he was just grabbing a few bundles in case the power went out. They could fire up their fireplace, stay warm. And so they're kind of like using how when a storm's coming, people will go and get like supplies like water and food and be prepared. And he's preparing by having some bundles on hand.
You're supposed to do that after the tragedy, the crisis hits.
Yes.
So you're in a line at the Walmart, 20 deep, fighting
Yes.
over the last bottle of water.
So because I make my bundles kind of on demand as I need them. So I make like 8 of them, put them on the stand. Once those are gone, I make 8 more. So yeah, I have to, when I get back, I have to make some more bundles.
I'm not doing a roadside stand. If I were to do one, I wouldn't put it at my place. And then I'm at the point, do I want to, service a remote roadside stand? If I had it out here at my place, it wouldn't live through the night.
The stand itself would be gone, huh?
Yeah, no, the stand would be toothpicks the next morning with these big 4-wheel drive tire trucks, tire tracks through the yard. No, I wouldn't make it through the night. But it's nice though. Isn't that the money's got to be cool. I mean, what the heck, why? That's why we do this, for money. But isn't it like exciting when you see you got empty spaces? People bought it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's exciting. Then you want to go down and fill it back up, and then it just keeps generating money.
Right. It's like back in the day when I used to go out and I'd go to the ATM and I'd put my card in and I get a $20 bill out. Here I go down to my stand and I get $20 bills out, but I don't have to put it. It doesn't come out of my account. It's going into my account. So it's kind of nice.
Like
it is. It's cool.
Yeah, that's exciting. Maybe the day will come. My sister, now they live on the other side of the lake, and they live on a busy road. And I bet you we could sell a ton over there. But I just don't know. Things are different around here with zoning, and I don't know. But then you see people that, sell stuff all the time out in their front yard. So,
well, the other thing, and I will admit, here's the one thing. If you start getting into bundle sales, the big factor that I think a lot of people overlook is you have to make the bundles. and and sometimes making those bundles can be fun if you're making 5 or 8, but if you have to like pump out 50 bundles, 100 bundles, I mean, oh my gosh.
There is a company that makes, I've looked into these. This could be a direction that I will go, because I'm always looking for ways to sell more. No. To make more money by selling less firewood. And this guy makes those, like those lockers that propane tanks are in, and you go into the gas station and you buy it and they give you the key and you like swap out your tank for the other one. He makes these lockers for, well, you can sell anything in them, but they're for firewood, and it's on a cellular link, and you could set these at like some strip plaza somewhere, and your app will tell you how many you've sold and how many you got to replace when you go down to restock it. And it's all
Yeah.
credit card, so there's no cash. Ah, that would be cool.
Yep. I actually ran
Mhm.
into a guy out in Washington that had one of those. But he said the biggest complaint that he got from people was when you put in your credit card and you select to buy, it doesn't give you the option to pick what door you want. Like one will just pop
Uh-huh.
open. So, people are always like, I want this door. And then the other door pops open and they're like, I didn't want those 5 pieces of wood. I wanted the other 5 pieces.
Yeah. Well, that would put emphasis on you to make a consistent product.
Yes. Yeah, that's the
Uh-huh.
key. Yeah.
I when I when I make bundles, this one convenience store, they'll order about 45 at a time, and I make them all the same size. I mean, this isn't scientific measurements here, but they're darn close. There's always like one bundle that I make that's just wrong. It's like way too small, or I'm thinking, oh my gosh, who's going to be the poor guy to buy this one?
Yep. So, yeah, the bundle sales have been good. I mean, yeah, it's like I said, it's that time of the year. Everything is coming to an end here, 2022, and I
Hmm.
don't know. I'm
I
in good
have
spirits.
So in the this is my fifth year. Wow, fifth winter. Oh, this is professional sales here. Being a full time firewooder, I have seen. There's the ebb and flow of seasonal firewood sales, and I'm heavy with restaurants, but let's talk residential, and that's what creates all of the the rush buying, or the boom and bust, I guess. So there is obviously right after, like, late September is when it starts, when people start buying their firewood and sales starts going way up. October is huge. November is huger. Is that a word?
Yeah.
More huge. And then December, it kind of starts to taper off until you get to the week before Christmas. And then it's just hammer down,
Mm.
just through the roof sales. And then that carries on through New Year's. And then it tapers off a little bit more. And then February through March is just like up, down, up, down, up, down. Nothing steady, but it's not like you're going to go hungry. The people are still out there buying. So I don't sell, and I try to stay away from people who buy firewood to heat their house. I try to go after the people that are just for special occasions, ambiance kind of people. And usually a quarter cord gets them through the winter. But I do have about 10 customers that will take a half cord at a time, and they get like 3 to 4 deliveries a winter off of me.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well,
And I have
and
all of their wood is already made and setting aside. It's already accounted for. That's like when people look in my yard and they see all that firewood, and I go, well, it's already sold. you know, I just I haven't delivered it yet. I haven't taken it to them yet.
this
I tell
coming
them,
cold snap could spark some people to burn a little bit more, and then they're going to be calling sooner. That's
probably, and we've had a relatively mild winter so far, and knock wood, we haven't had any snow. We've had some cold days, but it's been so warm that when you get an otherwise moderate winter day, it feels terrible outside because you're not used to it yet.
well, we've had snow and cold, and now we're getting more snow and more cold. It's been winter.
Well, how's Santa going to get to your house then with all this snow and cold?
Oh, I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Hmm.
Going to be
It's going to be
tough.
tough getting that mini excavator down your chimney.
Yeah, he can just leave that out in the yard. I'll put a big stocking back in the wood yard. He can leave it back there.
Hmm. I'd have never guessed it. I would have thought you would have wanted a new pair of gloves or a pair of boots or something. But no, you went right for the gusto there.
Well, number one rule in negotiating: always go for more than what you really want, because you can always come down.
You can't negotiate with Santa.
Oh, that's true, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Well, all I want is a new F-150.
Yeah, just a new truck.
Right.
Nothing too major.
It's got to have a hitch and a 7-round, the towing package, and a bed liner, and not the spray-on textured kind. I mean the plastic
Yes.
kind.
Yeah.
Because of my my unloader, that fabric slides a lot better on that. And I want it to be white.
Oh,
With a regular cab and an 8-foot bed. That is just anything longer than that, it's tough to maneuver around, because I get my truck into tight spots in people's garages, and when the ground is firm, and they don't care, I'll drive around the back of their house and back it up to the mulch bed and unload it, into their
yeah.
rack. Mm-hmm.
So listen to you with your detailed Christmas list. See, I didn't even name a brand of excavator. I didn't care track size, bucket size. I just said it. And now you're all these specifics on Ford F-150, 8-foot bed, cruise control, AMF, all these things. I tell you.
But Dan, you're asking for a mini excavator. I would think anything would do.
Yeah. Well,
there's no need for you to have to split hairs with it, because it's a mini excavator. Anything
that's
would do.
true. That is true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, right.
Dan, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas, though.
Yes, and Merry Christmas to you and everyone down there in the Ohio Woodburner family.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy holidays. I got this guy, he bristled. I said happy holidays, and he's like, I was like, come on, bud. He goes, it's Christmas. I was like, I don't know. I just said happy holidays, So I'll say what I want, I mean, what the heck?
Yeah, I always kind of just combine them all together. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever.
Yeah. Well, this guy, he was mad. So yeah, but that just makes me want to not say Merry Christmas. Then I'll just say, I'll come up with something to make you even madder. Yeah. Happy holidays to you, pal. Yeah. So I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and happy holidays, and regardless what holiday you celebrate is good enough for me. And the Wood Hounds podcast, we wanted to make this a I don't know, a fun, lighthearted Christmas episode. And Dan and I just thought we would put this out there for you guys as you lead into this busy final push to Christmas. That's on Sunday this year, huh?
Yeah. Yep. And we'll be back next week with the last episode of the year. The last podcast episode of 2022. And we might have some big announcements we're going to be making for 2023.
Ooh, I'm excited. I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, me either. I don't know what they are yet.
This will be a year in review for us, because we're going to be coming up on our 1-year anniversary, which was around March, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's do a year in review next week for New Year's, and let's take some time to stop and smell the roses for a nice year, and building a wonderful brand of the Wood Hounds podcast.
Yeah.
I see we're numbers we're over 30,000 downloads. Is that right? That's
I think
serious.
I think the last time I
Yeah,
checked, yeah.
that's serious. When you look at all the podcasts out there, that's pretty good. And we couldn't do any of this without you guys, the listeners, and the people who comment and send us emails. It lets us know that you're enjoying us and gives us reason to keep going.
Indeed. Yes,
Hmm.
indeed. We appreciate it all. All you Wood
Sure.
Hounds, thank you very much.
All right. Well, Dan, what do you say we strike up the band and let's get out of here?
Yes, sounds good. Thanks, everyone, once again. And everyone, enjoy your Christmas, enjoy your holiday, your time with your friends, your family. And we'll see you back here next week for the last episode of the year.
That's right.
All right.
All right. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. And Dan, have a
Great day.